Some people have discovered the Israelite Samaritans, and they're curious and they're interested. They're fascinated that they're so ancient. They're fascinated that they've had an uninterrupted presence in the land of Israel, and they have such ancient traditions that many people no longer practice. In the Samaritan community, of course, there are the very elderly, and it is very difficult for them to get to the summit of the mountain. It is a steep climb, and they have been awake for many hours praying, and as they get older, it is a danger to their life. Samaritans, unfortunately, have some health issues, and there have been several cases of cardiac arrest within the community, and people dying in a short period of time because Mount Gerizim is too far away from any hospital in order for them to get to a hospital in time in order to resuscitate their heart when they have cardiac arrest. Recently, a defibrillator was donated to the community, and this is going to be really a life-saving device. The Samaritans have had excellent training by Jim Jabara, who was an incredible humanitarian to bring this device to the community in May of 2009 from the company HeartSine, and it's called the Smaritan Pad, and it is a very advanced piece of technology. And he met with several members of the community, and he instructed them on how to use the device so that they are all ready now if they do have an emergency situation, they're prepared. This is going to be really a life-saving device. Now there is not this fear that lives within the community of what if this happens to me. There is now a reassurance that they have the defibrillator and that they will be safe should the unthinkable and unexpected happen to them. The defibrillator is programmed to work specifically in different languages depending on where it's in use.
מטופל בוגר, מזעק עזרה רפואית, הסר את הבגדים מחזה המטופל וחשוף את עורו.
And it is computerized, it's advanced technique, it's small, it's easy to handle. And this is an amazing capability for the Samaritans because it has been programmed in modern Hebrew. For the Samaritans who live in Holon, who are on the mountain, they can have it in modern Hebrew and use it to their advantage. And also it can be switched to Arabic, who are the majority of the Samaritans on Mount Gerizim speaking Arabic, so that they also can use the defibrillator to their advantage, understanding in times of stress and anxiety, word for word what to do, how to use the machine, which is a small, very advanced, computerized piece of equipment that is going to be a life-saving device for these people. The name Samaritan is somewhat known in Christian circles for many, many organizations that have the name Samaritan in it, and because the Samaritans are most well known from the gospel stories that have spread around the world, that when people hear the word Samaritan, they often link it with a Christian people, and so they don't really realize that the Samaritans have a very ancient tradition that predates Christianity. The Samaritans only believe that the first 5 books of the Bible, what we call the Bible, are the sacred books, and this is the Torah, and it is, as I mentioned, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Majority of people have sacred Torah books that are from generations, in fact some I think as old as the 13th century, and they are passed on literally from father to son, generation after generation, and when they become very old and very fragile, then they're kept under lock and key. Their traditions are very old, and they still to this day write in ancient Hebrew script, not in the modern Hebrew script, which is really Aramaic. One of the Israelite Samaritans, his name is Abed, he has really been instrumental in making sure that he knows how to use the Samaritan pad, and he is involved in training the other Samaritans who may need to use it. And they met together and they had a training session with Jim Jabara on how to use the Samaritan pad. And we now have several Samaritans who know how to use this piece of equipment, how to serve as lifesavers when other people may have a heart attack, cardiac arrest. They can not just stand there helpless, but they can actually save a life.